Welcome to the brand new podcast, Mobile DJ Mastery. I know you guys have been waiting. I know you've been patient. 2024 was busy, but you see 2025, we are rolling with so much more bangers. So anyway, roll VT and let's get into it. Welcome to the Mobile DJ Mastery podcast, brought to yourself by myself, 247, man. You guys know, I've been dying to get this pod on the roll. Let me quickly break it down. So 2024, as I know a lot of you lot saw on Instagram, it's been a busy year, and it put so much pressure, so much things that had to get done. So we had to put a pause on the podcast. We had to do a pause on the live TikTok shows as well and focus on the business. And a lot of the things that I've learned this year and a lot of things I've learned previous years, I want to share with all of you guys, because I am on a mission to be the best that I can be, a mobile DJ master. And I'm hoping I can bring you guys along with me on the journey, and hopefully along this journey you can pick up a lot of tips, tricks, and things that you can implement into your mobile business, your mobile DJ business, so you can be better, so you can do more, so you can charge more, earn more money, and support your family while doing it. So anyway, let's roll with this episode. As this is the first episode, I thought it would be the best way to start is to start from the bottom. I want to imagine talking to someone who's never thought, or someone who's new to getting into mobile DJing, never heard of it, never done it. So I want to really take it from the ground up. I'm trying to remember myself when I first started getting into the mobile world. There was so much terminologies and little things that sound really small and trivial now. But when I first started, I had no idea what these things meant. Like, I used to feel weird in like groups and stuff. People are talking and stuff, and I didn't really get involved in conversations because I knew I'm going to sound like a newbie and things of that nature. So what I'm hoping with this episode, we're going to talk about some of the basic stuff that you need to actually be a mobile DJ and what certain things are called, just in case, because I don't want none of you lot feeling like I was when I first got in the game. All right, so we're going to start with the word rig. I remember when I first came in the game, I started with a WhatsApp group, and I went in there with a WhatsApp group, and there was all these DJs talking, and everyone kept saying this word rig, and at the time, I didn't understand what that was. A rig is basically your DJ setup, the things that you bring in your car, your van, however it is you go and you set up. Your rig is everything you have when you sell it all up and it's ready to go. Technically, in my opinion, I feel like your full rig, a whole full rig, should have you yourself as a DJ, your sound, so people can hear you, and lights so people can see what's going on, and hopefully some sort of party lights, and that will be your full rig. Now, one of the things I remember is that when I started, I never had this thing called a rig. Do you know what I mean? So that I can only do plug and play gigs. Now, plug and play gigs, I still say you're classed as a mobile DJ, but when we're going to mobile DJ mastery, I feel that you definitely should have your own rig, or I'm going to move the word rig and go to setup, because it makes much more sense and it will make sense to anyone that's listening. So just so you know, rig means DJ setup. Cool. All right, let's start with first things first. First things first, I think that you're going to need when it comes to mobile DJing is you're going to need a laptop. Get yourself a laptop. What you don't want to do is get yourself Chromebooks. I know sometimes when you're on the start, is that if you're listening to this, you may be starting and you're going to think to go and get like a Chromebook or something like that, could be really cheaper. And I think you should stay away from Chromebooks. From what I've known, I've never DJed on one of those, so I can't really comment, but what I do know is that I don't think they're made for DJing. They're made more for like scrolling online and, online stuff. Anything you want to do online, if you want a laptop on the go, that's getting things from the cloud, things of that nature, emails, all that sort of spreadsheets, Google Docs, Google Chromebooks, fantastic. But I think for DJing, you want to get yourself a decent laptop. Make sure it's decent. I'm going to quickly say I've never used Windows as a DJ. I know some people do use Windows as a DJ. I don't have no information on Windows. I'm a Mac user. I like to use Apple Mac Pros. I was one of the old schools. You guys know, come on, I know there's a lot of you lot are on here. The 2012 laptop, the bulletproof machine. OMG, that was the number one go of laptops. But we're not talking about that laptop today because it's 2025 and we can't be using 2012 gear. I know some DJs that still do and they swear by it, but I'm going to say when we're over here talking, I think it's best if we go for 2018 and upwards. The reason why I say that is because the new softwares keep changing. They have different updates. Your processor, all those kind of things need to be on a decent spec. So I would recommend you getting a MacBook Pro. One thing I'm going to say, pro tip guy, with a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about in this this episode, there's nothing wrong with secondhand. Secondhand, actually, I would 100% champion. A brand new Mac, in my opinion, costs way too much. But if you go and get yourself a secondhand one, eBay, go to someone that's verified, certified company. There's another company called Back Market. They do another like refurbished, used Macs. These places are great. You can spend anywhere. I'm going to go to the standard region, £500, guys. £500 on a MacBook. If you've got more to spend, do it. If you can get the newer one with the faster hard drive, the 2020, the 2022, if you can get anything better, go for it. But I think £500 MacBook Pro above 2018 and you are good to go. Next up, we're going to move into your controller. Yes, controller. Mobile DJs, controller is your best option. If you're going to go for CDJs or you want to do vinyl, that's fantastic, but it means that you're lugging around extra gear. And I feel mobile DJ mastery, the best key word here is mobile. Being able to set up quick and break down quick. And one of the things that's going to help you do that is a controller, having the controller. So what controller would I say? I'm going to say, if you can, FLX4. FLX4. There's loads of cheaper ones. We can get smaller ones, but I'm going to say this is the one I think if you get an FLX4, you cannot go wrong. This will last you a long time. I'm talking to people that are new. If you're not, you can use Denon, you can use Newmark, whatever you like. When it comes to DJ equipment, really, you can use whatever tickles your fancy. There's no right or no wrong. But I'm thinking about the person like me who was brand new and what would have been a nice little thing for me to get into the mobile DJ market. And I feel currently on the market at the moment, the FLX4 I'm rating. It's got multiple pack. It's got the effects pads. It's got multiple effects, 2 jog wheels. You can scratch on there. It's light. It's small. It plugs in with USB and it's powered. So it's, I feel, for an entry-level DJ, for a semi-pro or even a professional DJ, FLX4 I'm rating. Perfect little bit of kit, and I think that's a nice controller. But once again, whatever it is that your budget goes for. Another thing, back to the second-hand thing. Don't feel no way to get a second-hand controller, guys. Feel no way. You're starting out. Even if you want to get something smaller, there's a Newmark Party Mix. You could still use that. This is a great entry-level controller. You can find out if it's for you, and if it's not for you, put that back on eBay. Do you know what I mean? There's the other one, DJ Go DJ2. I think that's a great backup controller, but at the same time, if you've never done DJing and you've got that, they're £60 brand new, guys. This is a £60 controller. Don't get me wrong, it's super limited. But when we talk about, we're going to go into it later on about beat matching and mixing and things of that nature, selecting tunes, dropping tunes, it's capable to do all of that stuff. So, controller, make sure you got your controller. FX4 is one I'm rating. Anything else, whatever you can afford, if you've got one, you're good to go. All right. Next thing, I think we've got we've got our laptop, we've got our controller. What's the next thing that you should get? Personally, I feel you should get a microphone. Get yourself a microphone, and you keep your controller and your microphone together at all times. They're like a kit. They're a team. They're a duo. They roll together. Do you know what I mean? So get yourself a microphone. Once again, recommendations. The best microphone, I feel, not even the best, just the industry standard, the one that you'll get and probably never buy again, is a Shure SM58. SM58 Shure. If you're going to get yourself a Shure mic SM58, that's great. But once again, sometimes they can be a bit pricey. So you can go for something cheaper. Guys, when we're starting out, anything is good. From you can talk and people can hear you. That's all we need. We don't need to have the singing and dancing stuff. You can go over to Amazon, find yourself a microphone that's within your budget. Remember, this first early microphone is something that is your early starter kit. It's something that you need just so when you say one thing on the microphone, because when you start to get new, you're not going to be saying a lot, but a couple things that you do say, make sure people can hear you. I would suggest for your first microphone, make sure you get a corded mic. Cordless mics are a whole different ball game. This is something that we can talk about later on in later episodes. But when you're first coming in, you want yourself a nice, simple corded mic that you go back into the back of your FLX4 or whatever controller you have, and just make sure people can hear you. That's the only important thing when we're starting out. Corded mic, you can spend, once again, whatever your budget allows. That's what you get. Don't listen to the Facebook groups. Don't listen to people saying, you must. What I'm trying to get you guys to do, especially if you're brand new, is to get things so you can start. That's what we want to do right now. All right, so we've got your laptop, we've got your controller, we've got your microphone. Now you can play your music out of your laptop speakers. You can talk and it'll come out of your laptop speakers. But we know we can't rock no party with no laptop speakers. No. So we're going to need to get ourselves some speakers. Right. So when it comes to speakers, I would say, once again, we're talking entry stuff. Secondhand is definitely going to be the way to go. Once again, whatever it is that your budget allows. If you've got a bit of a budget and you're able to just get something off the back, my recommendation would probably be an IOCA 12. IOCA is made by LD Speakers. Go to the LD Speakers website or LD anywhere, or Google, right in Google right now, LD Speakers IOCA 12s. And you're going to get them in black and you're going to get them in white. You pick whichever one suits best for you. They're compact 12-inch speakers. You get 2 of those speakers. They pack a decent punch for their size and for their price. I am a big fan of LD speakers. Big fan. Great price, great sound quality, and they look good and they last long. They're durable, they're strong, they're not titty and tatty, and they will last you a good amount of time. The speakers are going to be part of your certified rig, certified bread and butter. So you need to make sure that you get something that's half decent. I'm only going to talk about my entry level. I remember when I first got some of my speakers, I got some QTX speakers. Now QTX speakers are some cheap speakers that you can get from Amazon. They're not the worst in the world. The reason why I say that, because I used them for about 18 months. I made money with those speakers. But then as you start to level up, which is what we're going to talk about, guys, in later episodes. But as you start leveling up, you're going to want to get something a little bit better. So if you can't afford the LDs, or you can't afford anything else, and you've seen the QTXs, or you've seen them going for secondhand, grab them, because they're better than nothing. You don't want to use your laptop speakers. But definitely, as you start to progress, this is something that you're probably going to upgrade before your controller. Your controller is perfectly fine if you've got the FLX4 or whatever one you have. But your sound quality, your speakers, that does depend on how good your sound is going to be. I remember there was one time with the QTXs, I was playing, and one day I was in a venue and I went to the toilet, and the toilet was on the opposite side of the DJ. Where I was set up, the toilet was on the opposite side. As I've gone over, I've put a premix on, I've got 10 minutes, I've gone over to the toilet, done my business, come back out, guys, yeah? And I could hear my speakers sounded like absolute, and I was like, oh my days. I've been probably doing loads of parties and my speakers have been sounding like that. Now, don't get me wrong. They sounded, you could hear the song, you could hear the words, I could hear a little, like you can hear the song, but I know sound quality and it didn't sound that clarity. A lot of highs, like it made me cringe a little bit. I went back over to the thing. They had a little EQ at the back of the speaker. I've tuned it to make it the best as I could make it sound. Gone back to the back of the room, because that's a different sound when you're standing in front of the speakers. It might sound, oh, this is nice. But when you go back to the back of the room, I'm like, this doesn't sound too good. So I've EQ'd it the best I can, take down some of the highs, because I could hear it was piercing my ears a little bit. So then I've gone back to the sound and it sounded a little bit decent. But even then, after doing 1 or 2 checks, I could hear this is the best I can get it to. And that's when I started to realize, maybe I need to get better speakers. But like I said, when you're starting, these speakers will do fine. You will be able to do parties, you'll be able to make money, earn profit, and then invest into better speakers later down the line. So, going back to it, LD speakers, 12s, 15s if you've got the space and the size and the budget, but 12s are perfect. Black, white, whichever one you feel to. If you can get them secondhand, they'll be even cheaper, but brand new, they are of good price for their pocket. From what I know, I think they're 300-400 quid each. So you're looking at like maybe 600-700 quid for a brand new pair of speakers, or even cheaper than that. Check it out, guys. Go Google, because prices go up and down. They fluctuate. Go and check it out. See if it works out for you. That's what I recommend. But other than that, any speaker will do the job, and especially depending on where you're going, depending on what brand it is, they'll do the job. The main thing that we need is speakers. We're going to move on because we're talking too much about speakers. Okay, so we've got laptop, we've got controller, we've got microphone. Now we've got speakers coming out. We've got sound coming out of our speakers. We're kind of rocking and rolling now. Now we know we got a little something. Okay, but so say we want to do someone's party now. Now we're like, oh, are we ready to do a party? We're not ready yet, guys. We're not ready yet. What do we need now? We need a booth. We need something to put all of this stuff that we have on top of, so we can go to a place and set up. Because as it stands at the moment, with this equipment, what you do have, you can go to a place, like there's some things you can go and do where you can set up on a table. I remember, come on guys, we've all got those stories, man. I remember for the first while, I used to go into the place and I always ask them, do you have a table? 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 What you're going to start to learn, guys, is as you start to progress in the game, that is super unprofessional. It's brilliant when you start. When you first start out, not having a table, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But then as you start to get on and move on, and you want people to like talk about you, recommend you, and say how good you were, you want to be able to bring something so you are self-sufficient. And that way, you don't have to rely on a venue not knowing what table they're going to have. Tables are really important, guys. If the table's too low, it can really mess up your back. If the table is not above your waist, sort of around your belly button side way, if you're not DJing around that way, if it's a little bit lean over, that little tip that you're doing will cause you some back pains. So if you've got a long gig and you're gone somewhere and you've asked them for a table and they've given you a sit down dinner table because that's the only tables they have, that's going to be on you. And if you're DJing for 5 hours, try and put something under the controller to raise the controller. Do you know what I mean? So then your back is safe. I would rather my setup look tatty with boxes and things all stacked up, but my back is safe. I would prefer that than making it look all nice and it looks lovely, but I'm going to have back pains because I'm leaning over trying to get to the decks. Nah, we don't want that. That's the reason why when you first start, and if you haven't got a booth, guys, go and get those bookings without the booth. I'm saying this because when I first started, 100%, I was getting those bookings, no booth. I was out there. Anytime I went to, like, if I went there to the venue, guys, I'd just be walking around the venue looking for anything. What can I use? Yeah, I'm going to use that. Oh, that doesn't look good. Do you have a sheet? They ain't got a sheet. If they got a sheet, you can just throw it over and make it look. There's no sheet. I'm like, all right. It is what it is. Decks on top. We're rocking and rolling. Speakers. There's no lights in here. It's going to go dark. I don't care. You got to start somewhere. And if you're starting like that, there's nothing wrong, guys. We, as DJs, we all have those stories. So if you've got to go through some of those stories, do that. Those stories are going to be great when you're invited onto this podcast as a guest. And you can tell me some of your early start stories. I love early start stories because the early start stories let you know that when you're starting, the little things that you have and what you've got, all of that can work. All of it can work. As long as people can hear you and they can move, everything else is a bonus. Do you know what I mean? So DJ booth, recommendation. It has to be the combi booth. Combi booth, it has to be. Almost every DJ has this booth. It is a reasonable price. It is compact. It looks good in most settings. It's easy to set up. It's not that heavy. It works fantastically well for mobile DJs. So that's the thing I would recommend to you, to go and get a combi booth or any booth for that matter. As long as it's a DJ booth, getting a table won't do. If you can make something yourself, fantastic. If you've got paper and you want to contact Tony and he can make you a tea booth, fantastic. If you've got daddy big bucks and you want the hump to be free, this is elite mobile DJing tables now, guys. Fantastic. But whatever you do, as long as it's a DJ table made for the correct height to stop you getting back pain, and you can set up your controller, your microphone, and your laptop on there, you are good to go. Okay, so now we've got the laptop, 2018 Mac, we've got the FLX4, we've got a corded microphone, we've got our speakers, we've got our booth. All right, guys, we are almost at full rig. We're missing one more item for us to be at full rig, and that item is lighting. Now, let me make something clear when it comes to lighting. In my opinion, the best way to think of lighting is that think of if you was in a pitch black room, absolutely utter darkness, and you brought some type of lighting, is that lighting enough for me to see people? If your lighting is on in a pitch black room and I can't see people, this is not lighting, guys. Some people buy lighting, and you got to imagine, I'm going to keep saying this, pitch, utter darkness. If you're in a room and you set up any type of lighting and it's utter darkness and I cannot see you, I think that you have not got lighting, because it can be dangerous. If you're going to go to a pitch black room, say you've got lighting, set up whatever lights you got, and people can't see each other, and drum and bass is playing and I'm flicking my hands, I might slap someone, headbutt someone, elbow. Health and safety, guys, and we don't want to use public liability. We're going to get to public liability in a second. We don't want to use it. So when I'm saying that to get into your mind, when you first buy your lights, remember, 2-4 said, in a pitch black room, will I be able to see people? If it passes the test, then those is good lighting. If it doesn't, look at something that's going to be more like that. That's going to help you like that. Recommendation. So my recommendation would be Uplights. I feel that Uplights are the perfect mobile DJ first purchase when it comes to lights. I know some of you are already thinking, huh? I thought he was going to say moving heads, or you're going to be like, I want the moving heads because I've seen them on TikTok and Instagram. Moving heads are beautiful, guys. They're amazing. They're fantastic. But the type of moving heads you're going to get to do what I said about lighting up the room so you can see people, they're kind of pricey. And I'm remembering, when I first started, I wouldn't have had the money to buy the moving heads that I have now, but I probably could have forked out the budget to get a couple of uplights, especially if I'm going for some of the cheaper, maybe Chinese model, which they are fantastic, by the way. I would have got me a pair or 8 of those uplights. Fantastic. Uplights are great. One, they are small and they are mobile. Once again, mobile, we're trying to make sure we can all work this, guys. You know what I mean? And they are small, they are rechargeable, so we don't have to worry about plugging them into anywhere. We can charge them at home, bring them to the venue, put them where we want, where we like. We can put them all by the DJ booth. We can put none by the DJ booth. We can have 2 by the DJ booth, 2 in the middle, 2 at the back. You can have 1 facing down on the crowd. You can do whatever you want with uplights. They're nice, small, compact, battery powered, perfect for mobile DJs. My recommendation would be the IR4s, both lighting. Those are the ones I still use till this day. They are small, compact, perfect, rechargeable, durable. They're waterproof. You got a little remote to change the little things. There's a couple of settings that you can do them with. We're not going to talk about DMX, guys. DMX and stuff is later. This is the entry level. This is the start. That's what we're talking about, guys. Getting started. I want you to get started. And if you get yourself some uplights, perfect. Now, with everything you have, you are good to go. With the uplights, you can change the colors by remote. You can change it for whatever the theme is. You can put them on fade. They can go through colors. There's a little strobing thing, so you want to get the party popping. When a tune is playing, quickly press that strobe button, let them strobe, and you'll be giving people a fantastic time. So my recommendation would be your first lights, I would say, uplights. They're compact, they're affordable, and you can put them anywhere you like. That's what I would say. All right. So now it sounds like we've got a full rig DJ setup. I prefer that word. But we've got a full DJ setup. What does that include? Like we said, your laptop, your controller, your microphone, your speakers, your booth, and your uplights. You are now a fully ready mobile DJ. You can take any bookings you like. You can DJ anywhere you like, as long as they have a room and a space for you to set up your setup or rig. I don't like the rig word, but we're going to just use them both because I want to educate you guys, just so you know, because I never knew when I first started. But yeah, once you've got that rig, that setup, you're good to go. You can take phone calls. You can set it up maybe in your house. You can go to a venue and say, hey man, can I come in on a time when there's no one here? I would love to just set up my rig, take a couple of pictures, show people kind of what I've got. And when I come to your event, this is what I'm going to be bringing. We are ready, guys. Full setup, good to go, ready to bang tunes, everything. Cheese on bread. Yes, we are ready, but we're not ready to take bookings yet. Why? Why are we not ready to take bookings? Because we need a little bit of paperwork. Now it's time to get on the boring stuff. This is the boring stuff that DJs don't really want to talk about, that DJs don't really want to get, but I'm going to say you need it, guys. You need it to be able to DJ in any venue. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to DJ in some venues. To be fair, any venue that doesn't take this kind of stuff and they don't care about these things, that is a red flag for me. When I first started, I was hungry, I was hustling, I didn't care. But now I'm further down the line, I start to realize if there's a venue that doesn't care about this stuff, usually those are the venues that you don't maybe want to play in there. Having all of your equipment is very unsafe. They don't care. No one cares. It's just a bit of a free-for-all, and I don't know if that's the best way to go. So make sure you have these things. 2-4. What are these things you're talking about, bro? I'm talking about public liability insurance and a PAT test certificate. Once again, these are the boring things that people don't really want to talk about and don't really want to, it's all a bit, it's not really as fun as the stuff we was talking about before, but you need these 2 things. Let's start with your public liability insurance. So public liability insurance is something that you must have. It's a certificate that most DJs, most performers have when you go to DJ or play or perform in public spaces. The reason why you're going to have this is just in case, there's a low chance, guys, but I'm sure it's happened in the past, and that's the reason why they have them, is that if you haven't set up your equipment right, or you've got something that's too high or not done correctly or whatever it may be, there's a possibility that someone can get hurt. Someone can trip on your cables and then knock over your speaker, which then falls on their big toe. Their big toe is now broken, and now they can't work. Sadly, guys, if this happens while you're DJing with your equipment, guess who's to blame? You're correct. It's you. You're to blame. Yes. And to fix this problem, it's going to cause some kind of spondylitis. They're going to have to go hospital. They can't work, all these kind of things. And this is where public liability comes into play to save the day. Now, I'm hoping, which like most of us, I've never used my public liability insurance and I never want to. And I'm hoping you're the same, but we've all got to have it. Next thing you're going to think about is cost. Twos, how much does public liability cost? Public liability varies and it can cost from anything. I've spent everything from £70 a year, £70 a year, which isn't much, guys, all the way up to £140 a year, which is double the price. Anywhere within that remit, I think is fair. I've had different things. So there will be the £70 a year might give you something like £5 million cover. And some venues are cool with that. But I've started to realize as I've gone down the line, some people want £10 million cover. All that means is that your insurance, the biggest payout that they will do is 10 million. I know that sounds mad. You're like, 10 million? I want some of that. Yeah, so do I, guys. Trust me. But it's not going to happen. Now, there'll be some venues that will say we need a minimum of 10 million. And that's when I had to then upgrade the public liability that I did have then to what I had then. So then I would say, either or, if you can, go for the 10 million because it means that you're just covered across most venues and you don't have anything to worry about. But other than that, just make sure you get some public liability. Go online, you can write public liability, see what comes up, find out if it's the price for you and it works for you. Fantastic, go for it. Contact them, send them your details, tell them your disc jockey, mobile DJ, whatever it can be, whatever can be found, as long as your name's on there and you are able to perform or be doing things around the public and you are covered up to 10 million if anyone gets hurt. Like I said, there's a 99.9% chance, especially guys, if you continue listening to the podcast, we're going to talk about all the things to make sure that you are never in that place where you're having to use public liability insurance, but it's still a necessity to have and it covers you and also it makes you look much more professional than some of the DJs that don't have public liability. I don't know who those people are, but if there's anyone that doesn't have it and you do, you are already now the more professional DJ. So make sure you get it. Anything from £70 to £140, public liability, something that you get every year. They send you a certificate, have it saved on your phone, have it saved on your desktop so you can send it to the venues that you're going to DJ 2 or 4, or you get what I'm saying. The next paper, certificate, boring stuff that you're going to need is going to be a PAT test certificate. Dude, for what the hell is that? I know. I was there, bro. I was there. A PAT test certificate is where they check your electrics. An electrician or someone of that nature, someone who's skilled, trained, qualified, will come and test your power cables, test your equipment. They get these little progs, metal progs, and they're testing to make sure that the current is full. If you've got ripped wires and equipment that's battered, and I've seen DJs, I've seen DJs and I'm like, you didn't pass your PAT test, but I'm looking at your power cables. They're looking gnarly, dude. They're looking gnarly. So there's no way you've got a PAT test certificate. So you don't want to be those guys. If you've got cables that have any copper showing, get rid of those cables, guys. Get rid of those cables. If not, I'm sure your PAT test guy will come and tell you that they're not safe because, current electricity, guys, we don't want that. We don't want that. Once again, we've got the PAT test. We don't want that. We want to make sure we pass. Everything's passed. You get your certificate and you hand your public liability and your PAT test, send it to the venue and say, yep, I'm fully allowed or I've got all the paperwork for me to come and perform at your venue and you're good to go. Prices, this one is a little bit cheaper now. Let me tell you what I've spent. I've spent anything from £30 probably to about £70 back in the early days when I had like the rig that I was just telling you about, like the rig that we're talking about, a very simple rig that could fit in my house. I would go and Google Maps. I would write PAT test near me. A couple of companies will come up. One will be across the street. One will be a mile down the road. I'll message that person, call that person, and they will literally come to my house with these little gears. They'll test. I'll have all my power plugs out, all my equipment out. They'll test it all. They put little stickers on all the things to say it's tested. And on the sticker, it will have a year's date from today's date and then next year. And they put stickers on all your stuff. And then they'll email you a PAT test certificate with all your gear, all the different things that they tested, saying that everything passing and there's no shortage issues or anything like that within your gear, which lets venues know that there's nothing that you're going to plug into, and because your cables are not correct or you got them from another country or whatever problems there could be, it's now going to blow out their mains or blow out their generator and all that kind of stuff. That's what the venue's trying to do, is protect their electrics by making sure your electrics are done properly. He tested them all, tested all the things. He was in and out within 20 minutes. 20 minutes, guys. He earned himself a quick 50 quid. He was out. And I was like, say no more. I had the certificate. I was good to go. So that's your practice certificate. Make sure you get it cheap as chips, and you need to get both of these things every single year. So there you have it, guys, man. You have everything you need. Now you're ready to work. Now you're ready to go and earn some bread and butter, drop bangers, keep people dancing, all that good stuff. You've got your controller, you've got your laptop, you've got your speaker, you've got your microphone, you've got your booth, you've got your lights so people can see. Now you can do a party. You've got your papers to submit to the venue. And now, guys, you are good to go. You are certified, fully ready mobile DJ, ready to rock up to any venue and do the damn thing for the clients that you've got. Guys, if you're a DJ and you're listening to this, if there's anything I missed out, make sure you chuck it in the comments. You know what I mean? Let me know, let others know. We are all about the DJ community. The more we can share here, the more we can make sure the DJs coming up, the new guys, they have somewhere to start. That's the whole reason I'm doing this channel. I'm doing this channel trying to remember the past me that didn't know anything that was going on, didn't know, had to learn on the cuff. I lost a lot of money. I wasted a lot of time, and I'm hoping listening to these episodes is going to save you that money and save you that time, and hopefully get you to where you want to be in a much quicker way. Another thing that I want to do is that I want to raise the average wage of a mobile DJ. Needs raising. When I checked out on Google and it said between £400 and £600, I disagree with that. Guys, I think the work that we do, it's not easy. There's a lot of stuff that we need to take. There's a lot of stuff that we need to take on. You've been seeing some of the videos that I've been putting out on Instagram because I'm trying to show people the different things that go behind a DJ. You've all heard that comment, oh, all you guys do is stand behind there and press buttons. No, we don't. We do so much more than that. But with that mindset that's out there, I can understand why maybe the prices is set to the way that it is. Another reason why I think the prices are set to the way that it is, because when people come into the game, we're following outdated techniques, but some of these outdated techniques, these DJs are advertising in different forums, and we are taking that as gospel. Now, I've been in the game for a couple of years. I've started to realize there's a lot of myths that I learned when I first come in, and I'm going to be the myth buster to get rid of all of those things because it changed mindsets for DJs. There is great people to meet. There's a great career here. There's a lot of amazing things that can happen here. You can actually have an honest living from mobile DJing. But if you're earning on the lower scale, you're going to find yourself juggling between your full-time job and your DJing. Now, from what I know, some people love their full-time job and they're really happy just having the DJing as a hobby and as a side hustle. That's a fantastic and amazing. Me, myself, I wanted to leave my job and I loved DJing so much. And I was like, this is a dream and something that I'll never be able to do full-time. And I thought that would never happen. But now I've navigated through. I've been doing this for now 2 years with no help from anyone else. My company pays me, pays everything I need, and I want to share this information because I believe most DJs don't know this. Like I didn't know this for years. I did not know this, do you know what I mean? But I want to share as much and help and give all the different tips and tricks and the things that maybe that can help someone who wants to transition from their day job and go over to full-time mobile DJ or just full-time DJ. There's going to be loads of different guests that we're going to come in to share their professions, their knowledge, and things that will also help you reach that goal if that is something that you want to do. If it's not something that you want to do, even still as a DJ who just wants to use it as a hobby, there's going to be still a lot of things here that can make you up your game. And maybe you can just charge more and still do your daytime job, and that way you're getting double quids in. You're getting paid from your work and you're getting paid from your mobile DJ work or just your DJ work. Do you know what I mean? So that's the exact reason why we're doing this podcast, and we are going to continue rolling. Let me know how you thought about this first episode, guys. All right, guys, I'm early in this. I'm new. I know. But I'm going to continue, man. I am driven. You guys know I'm all about the DJ community, and I'm driven to keeping this going and making this happen for everyone. And one of my main goals is to see that number on Google change from 400 to 600 to even 500 to 700, because then I know that the average wage across the board for all DJs is raising, because we do a lot and we are worth more. But it's up to us to change that, because we are mobile DJs. We set our own prices. So the fact that the price is like that is because we have said that. But it's up to us to change, and we can all do it. We do it. We run the industry, guys, not no one else, not the government, not no one else. No one else runs this industry. We do. So we're going to be upping our papers. We're going to be learning some more stuff and making your mobile DJ business much better. Make sure you subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe, do all of that stuff to make sure that this podcast can still keep coming to you. We're going to be on the YouTubes. We're going to be on the Instagrams. We're going to be on the Twitters and all those different things. Make sure you head over to Instagram to follow myself, DJ247. And other than that, guys, man, I'll see you on the next episode of Mobile DJ Mastery. Man. Cheese!